Safety Net Studio presents.
And so I kind of plugged it into AI and said, what do you need?
Is that what you do with your free time? You
Yes.
put your ideas in there?
Yes. And I'll tell you why it's so good, because it talks me off the ledge going, this is not a project you want to take on. Here's what I would need. Some of this stuff is impossible
Your
to
AI
get.
must love you. Mine is like, I'm like, how do I spell Connecticut? Where does the period and the comma go in this sentence? They're like, we hope that it's teaching something. It's like, not from that lady over there.
Last show of 2026. Hopefully everyone had a good holiday season. We got rookie night coming up here this Thursday. Is it Thursday? This Wednesday night, I suppose.
Rookie night. I love that.
Yeah,
So true.
I got that from you.
Yeah, rookie night. That's the night you go out and you're like, I'm going to buy a really expensive outfit and I'm going to get tickets to this place that I'm going to go to and I'm going to drink so much. Or anyway, I did in my 20s, and then you're home by like 1:30.
And stand in line for hours on end and be in a cramped area and lose your friends and overpay.
Not for me.
Is it weird that I miss those days?
The days, no, but on New Year's, nah. You can't get a cab, you can't get an Uber, you can't get anything. You're just stuck where you are, and then you're like surrounded by strangers, and I don't miss it. Sorry that you do.
Well, truthfully, I think the ones that I missed the most for New Year's Eve was the house parties.
Oh, those are the best.
A little more controlled.
Yeah, I love a house party. We used to throw a house party for 6 years. We threw a Christmas party. On average, about 100 to 150 people would come, and we'd have it catered, and I loved it. I was in my hostess era. Now, good luck if you even know where we live. I'm not in it right now. I'd like to get back to hosting like that, because to me, there's nothing better than planning and organizing and people coming and having a great time, and then the text the next day of like, that was just so fun, and like I got a rush out of that, but not anymore. But you and I get to do something fun for New Year's this year.
Yeah, something that actually, speaking of the old house that we used to have where we used to throw those epic parties, I always had this idea of hiring like a production company and like a stage production company, like ones that do and do a murder mystery in our house. Like
Always wanted to. It's like one of the first parties. You're like, we need to throw a murder mystery party.
Yeah, because we had the room, we had the space. Like I would literally have somebody working the electrical panel downstairs for lights to go off at certain times. Like I've always wanted to do a really intricate murder mystery, and we're gonna get a chance to do one at an even bigger location, which I'm really excited about. It's got a theme and everything. We're gonna be out at Hotel Falcon Lake, right on the Ontario-Manitoba border. And it's a Western-themed murder mystery.
So excited.
Yeah.
When we were invited to come and go, we had spent some time this summer at Falcon Lake, and I really fell in love with it. We had such a nice family time there. They've got a great setup, and it's nice to get away where you're still able to get home if you need to quickly. There's something about that that's great. And so we've had some time. We played some golf out there. And then, what do we want to do for New Year's? The boys are getting older, so they kind of want to do something. And after living in Mexico, New Year's is, fireworks, and let's do something.
Well, actually, last year the last year that we were in Mexico for New Year's Eve, we were in Delos Dune, which is one of the Mayan ruins, and that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. That's a great way to spend a New Year's. I'm excited because we get to dress up, and it's not something like, it's not like, wear Christmas dresses and party dresses and stuff I love, but this is a Western theme.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of feel like we're testing out our outfits right now.
I'm not wearing. Can I wear this?
I think so.
Let me know if this is Western. Really?
Yeah.
I want to go as like Carmen Sandiego, but Western. I'm terrified to be the murderer, because I'm going to tell you a story what happened today, okay? I was at the gym this morning. We've barely spoken this morning because I basically ran in and getting ready, and here we are setting everything up. I said, I got a story for you. So today at our gym, Coach had all of our competitors there. So there's not just me. There's other people that are competing next year. Then we're all part of his coaching team. And I've met a few of them, but some of them were there that I don't get to see all the time. So at the end, we were practicing, first time practicing our walks and our poses. We've got Mary there, and she's showing us how to do it, and it's awesome.
You got married there?
No, Mary. Mary, she competed this year.
Quite contrary.
And she is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. I saw her do it, and she dialed in, and she was just so motivating. watching her and a big smile, and she just enjoyed it. And so she's helping us with her posing. She's a fantastic poser. And so she is teaching us. And one of the women behind me were just, chatting as we're kind of waiting for our turn to go up. And she's like, "Oh, Candace, you have so much hair on the back of your shoulder." I'm like, "Oh, I know. Oh, I could never commit a crime because my hair would always fall out. Like I could never commit a crime." And I laugh, she laughs. Find out 20 minutes later, she's a cop. I'm like, that joke I cracked earlier, it was a joke, right?
Well, and then I think she probably thought, yeah, we know we would catch her right away, so she's already realized that she will never be able to solve one. Either that or you're setting up a hell of an alibi.
Right? Well, because when I found out we were doing this murder mystery, I was like, I don't want to be the murderer. I want to help solve it. And from what I understand, the whole hotel, it's like all of the hotel is up and down. There's a room upstairs, and we have to solve it by midnight. So I don't know when you have to be there or what the execution is, but we all find out. And it's going to be fun. I want to have a sheriff badge. Boom, boom, boom.
Out of curiosity, you had access to police officers today and you didn't ask them for any tips on how to solve a mystery?
Okay. We had to take a photo. We not had to, but we took a photo together. All the competitors were taking photos together. And it was like, "Okay, everybody smile." And then it was like, "Okay, everybody, mean faces, tough faces." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know about this one." And you should see my tough face. I'll get you the picture. My tough face is like this. So I should take tips from the other ladies that are there. They killed it.
By the way, if you're on the audio version of the show, you can always jump over to the YouTube version of the show. You get great B-roll. You get Candace Rae dressed up like Carmen Sandiego. You get me in my almost Western wear.
Yeah, I think you could do a button down like that, like a vest, and then just get like a little sheriff's badge.
I don't think I need a sheriff's badge. Just a cowboy hat.
I want a sheriff's badge. Don't you? You just don't want one?
Not if you're not a sheriff.
Right. Do we get roll?
I think we get roles.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out what your role is. I hope I get a name and I get to do an accent all night.
Oh boy!
What's a Southern Belle accent?
I can't wait to hear what you think it is.
I don't know. You go first, so I have something to hear it off of.
Well, just think about. Speaking of murder mysteries, remember the Knives Out one that we just watched, Dead Man Walking?
Yep.
Or Wake Up, Dead Man?
Too much.
What do you mean too much?
I like those first two. That was way too far past my comfort zone.
I thought it was great. But anyways, the former James Bond, Daniel Craig, he's got a very southern accent.
He's got a very southern accent.
Oh boy, that's a little over the top. That's a dead giveaway.
He's got a very southern accent.
I think if I can remember correctly, he's a little bit more from Kentucky, which means that your tongue is a little more constricted inside of your mouth.
Your tongue is more constricted inside of your mouth.
Yeah, your tongue, not your whole mouth.
Your tongue, not your whole mouth.
So when you're forming the words, you want to make sure that your tongue moves as little as possible.
When you're forming the words. But I sound deep. I don't want to go deep.
Yeah, well, don't go deep.
When you're forming... When you're forming the word, I
see, the further south you go, like if you're into Texas, that's where you're using your tongue a little bit more.
That's where you're using your tongue a little bit more.
And things, and things are kind of rolling off the back to the front.
Things are rolling off the back to the front.
And then if you get into a part of Texas where Matthew McConaughey's from, then you want those last words to kind of roll off the tip of your tongue. You know what I mean? Just nice and smooth. Just coming off a little bit that way.
It's nice and smooth. You're coming off of it a little bit that way.
Speaking of finding your voice, that's one thing that I think I've decided I want to do for... What year are we going into now?
2026.
2026.
So weird to say. We're the 1900s.
Yeah, we were born in the 1900s. It's not a resolution. It's not a resolution.
You don't like resolutions.
It's something that I'm going to be more conscious of because I can fully admit that for the last 7 years, I feel like I haven't lost my voice, but it's been suppressed. I have second guessed myself a lot in things that I've wanted to say, and I've held back a little bit. And I'm not saying I want to be unfiltered. Here we go. I think taking these 7 years and realizing what it's like to really scale back and now finding that balance in between of being able to find, as you've said before, find my hills that I'm willing to die on and stand on those comfortably rather than just kind of getting there and kind of peeking up to the top and looking what it and seeing what it looks like. I'm looking forward to reestablishing my voice once again. Because I think I've been a little bit gun shy over the past 7 years.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I was great advice from my friend Julie. Sometimes you just like, oh, I want to say something, and hey, we're a little gun shy on all that. But she said, just find three things that it's like, those are non-negotiables. You will die on that hill. If somebody were to back you in a corner, you would go no. And so what are those 3 hills, or maybe it's 2, or maybe, but really just hone in on them, because you can't, if you're a corporation or something, it's like, of course you want to give to everybody, but it's hard. So it's like find what it is that you really want to, like, that means something to me, that touches me deeply, because it's impossible to try and do all of them, right? So I love that for you. Well, I think that's great.
Well, it's interesting. And thinking back and reflecting on it and wanting to move forward with this, I had to step back and realize that the hill that I died on was a hill that I didn't even belong on. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't even have been standing on that hill. That was not my hill. That was not my view. That was not my vista. And so making sure I find the right hills, I think, will be much better for me moving forward.
Do you have an idea of what those 3 hills are? You don't have to necessarily...
I think I'm getting closer to finding out what they are. There's a lot of things that are really fascinating me. A lot of things that are really grabbing my interest lately. And one of them I can share with you right now. And I'm really... There's really not much I can do about it aside from share my voice on it and make sure that people are aware of it. But with all of the things that are going on, and this is a little bit of geopolitical talk here for a second, but I think it's really important because we've been very fortunate and blessed as Canadians to not have a lot of, or any war really in our lifetime and in the past few generations happen on our soil. Like, I mean, even back First and Second World War, nothing on our soil. The United States has done an amazing job of having a bunch of wars, none of them on their land, right? Like, we've seen pockets and situations, and there's more aggression moving up in there with a lot of domestic terrorism. But Canada, we've been very removed from that. And I'm not saying that we're going to see one, but I think we're going to see a lot of geopolitical battles happening and starting now with the Northwest Passage. And I know you've heard me talk about it for a great length of time, where I've always been frustrated with the fact that I've been living in this province now. And we forget, being so far south in this province, that we are a coastal province. We
so true.
We have a very, very large coastline that leads out to the rest of the world. We are not a landlocked province. We are as rich in coastline as British Columbia. We are as rich in coastline as all the maritime provinces. But the fact that it leads into the Arctic Ocean has always been that,
polar bears.
Yeah, it's the Arctic. And I mean, Churchill's been ignored and Port Nelson's been ignored. And for years, and look, I will be the first one to say I am guilty of never jumping on a train. I still haven't been. The furthest north I've been, I think, is probably Peguis, Nelson River, up around that area when I was coaching hockey. Like, I haven't been very far north in Manitoba, and I fully admit that, and I haven't taken advantage of being able to do that. But the fact that we've been ignoring our northern ports as much as we have is not doing us any service now, and I'll tell you why. Russia figured this out about 5-6 years ago, where they realized that with the polar ice caps melting, that those lanes, those shipping lanes, are now becoming a lot more easier to get through. They still have to use an icebreaker, but not nearly as much as they used to. And they say within the next 5 to 10 years, they won't need an icebreaker at all. They're actually calling it a Silk Road, where you're going to be able to push right through the ice with a lot of these tankers. Now, the Northwest Passage, which runs through Canadian territory.
Why'd you do this?
Because it's under question right now whether that really is Canadian territory.
Who says it's theirs?
Now, hear me out. Canada is an Arctic country.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
United States is an Arctic country because they have Alaska. Russia is,
No, I know, but like, who gave them Alaska?
The Russians sold it to them. That's a bigger conversation about how and why.
Yeah. Okay.
Russia has the biggest claim to the Arctic because of their coastline. Norway controls Greenland. There's a couple Scandinavian countries, including
Norway
Finland.
controls Greenland. I thought Greenland was a like an off territory. Everybody sort of has Greenland. That's where all the
but Norway kind of looks after them.
conspiracy theories are.
But Norway kind of looks after them.
Okay.
So they fly the Norwegian flag, and keep in mind there's a very small population that's towards the southern tip because the rest is all just barren wasteland, kind of similar to our Arctic.
Right.
Like we've got the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, and there's maybe about 15,000 people in across the entire northern
because you
part.
can get a northern living allowance because there's just so few people live up there.
Right. And it's very barren. I mean, we have a friend who is a private nurse that flies up there and says, there's no roads. Like people get around by skidoo or by four-wheeler. Like it's pretty barren up there. We've actually just cut a deal here in Manitoba. We're going to feed them some electricity up there because they don't have a lot of it.
That's good. I like that.
But there's a lot of the aforementioned countries, including China, who has stuck their nose in there, basically saying, is it really yours? We think those are international waters. Like you've got 15,000 people there. You can probably name them all off by name. You haven't put any money in there. NORAD's been defunct for a long time. Like, is it really yours? It's not yours.
Wow.
And so they're kind of saying, no, anyone can travel through the Northwest Passage. And Canada's kind of going, shoot, we really got to get our ducks in a row here and start putting some money up there to lay claim.
Our polar bears in a row.
Get our polar bears in a row and make sure that we make it very known that no, that's our territory, even though we...
Good luck to all of the people that think that they're going to be like, yeah, we'll come. We'll that's our area. No, it's not. Good luck being outside. You know what I mean? Like the people are like, yeah, I'll go up there. They're not going to be able to handle the cold.
Well, the thing is that if you control that area, major money, because the reason why they want to go through the Northwest Passage is because, A, it's a lot quicker. It saves about 4 days of travel rather than having to go all the way down through the Panama Canal. 4 days of travel across the northern part, okay? And it saves about $80,000 in fuel for shipping.
Oh, that's huge.
For shipping routes.
That's huge. So China wants to send more stuff here? Like who's wanting to send stuff
Everybody.
here?
Everybody.
Right. Because you don't have to go down and around.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, shipping from Asia to Europe, shipping from Asia to North America, everything comes down through the port of Churchill or Port Nelson into Winnipeg, and Winnipeg's already been a logistical hub for North America. Everything kind of spirals out from there and splinters out from there. So, Manitoba specifically has been sitting on a winning lottery ticket for decades, and they're just too big of pussies to cash it in.
Oh, wow.
Including all of the silica sands that we have, including all the lithium that we have. This has been an ignored province. Canada has really been sitting on their hands for a long time, and because they have, it's really going to come into question now. And I think there's going to be... Remember when Donald Trump was talking about, like, I'd love to see them become the 51st state? That's why, is because he wanted more of the Arctic. There's a reason why he said, I will buy Greenland, because he wanted to have more control of the Arctic. All these conversations that sounded crazy at the time going, oh, he said, blah, blah. All these people that have been saying stuff like that, this is the reason why, because the Northwest Passage in the next decade is going to be the logistical hub for the world.
Wow.
And we are right in the middle of it.
Wow.
So I don't know how that's going to play out as far as the battle for it and how it's going to work, but I don't think Canada is equipped to battle
military-wise.
At all.
No.
At all. And if we are, who are we going to need help from? Our closest allies, the U.S., who are not...
We want it as well.
Who we're not in the best favor of right now, but they also want to make sure that they can put all of their ships through there.
So what's the solution?
That's a great question. And that's why I think there's going to be something that is very important to the future of this entire globe, and it's going to happen right here in the province of Manitoba in the country of Canada.
Wow.
Extremely important.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, you've always been passionate about this. Since I met you, you're like, that's the place, that's what it is. And like over the years, it's really increased. I think it's a great hill to stand on.
I think we should move there.
What? Probably not. No, I don't like the cold. I'll go visit. I'd love to go up there and visit. I mean, yeah, I'll go visit. But that's the thing, right? How many people actually want to go live up in that cold? Like, it takes a strong-willed human being to want to be cold. And doesn't it get really dark?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually illegal it's illegal to lock your doors in Churchill, to lock your car doors.
Because if somebody has to run away from a polar bear.
Yep.
Right.
So if because they come into the...
Oh, we don't need me up there. You see the deer, and I'm like, hi! Come into my yard. I'll feed you. Could you imagine me with polar bears? Like, she was here for 20 minutes and the polar bear took her.
I've shown you the movie The Revenant.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
People versus bears.
I know. Yeah. Just It was over. Thank you very much.
just enjoy them for the Coca-Cola commercials, and we'll move on.
Yeah, they made him look real cute and sweet. Not so
Yeah.
much. I think it's a great hill. I think it's great. I think.
Well, I don't even know it's really.
Well, I was
even
just going to ask
hill.
that because it's more so a stand, like you believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, right now there's nothing where you being like they should or shouldn't. It's more so I believe in this project.
Right.
That's it. And I think that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the province because there is a great picture of Manitoba where Winnipeg is in the middle and all the little lines go out. It's like Winnipeg is supposed to be the hub
Yep.
of all of North America.
Yep.
It was considered like the heart
until the Panama Canal was
Right.
built. When they finished building the Panama Canal in 1912, Winnipeg's population stagnated,
Yeah.
and it's been stuck between like 700,000 and 800,000 with the immigration that we have coming in. They're expecting us to be over 1 million people by the end of this decade.
Really?
Yeah, and I honestly think with all the bedroom communities and the metro area, because there's a lot of people that don't report. I think we're over 1 million.
I think we're
already.
over 1 million too.
Yeah.
Like depends how far out you go, but yeah, you get East St. Paul.
Drive
West St.
around.
Paul.
We're over 1 million
yeah,
people.
for sure. We're over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Wow, good. So 2026, your voice
2026. Yeah, I'm
leaning into finding your hills and what they are.
I'm looking forward to making sure that I am more comfortable digging my heels in where I see fit.
Good for you. I think that's amazing. I'm happy for you. That's a great. I know you don't love a resolution, but I think that's a great resolution.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
What about you?
For 2026, continue to lock in to my fitness journey. For me, that's a big one. Really, really committing.
Give me another buzzword.
Which word?
Lock in. Continue to lock in.
I'm gonna
lock in
pivot.
low.
I'm gonna pivot. That's my 2026 word. Lock in. I found out today, training with my coach and everybody there. I yesterday posted up on my social media 6 weeks of bulk. So when you're in this competition, it's bulk season, cut season, reverse. So when you're bulking, you're eating lots of calories. You're trying to build as much muscle mass as possible. When you hit cut, you go into a calorie defect, and then reverse is trying to gain that weight back up.
Dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. I don't think people talk about that enough, how dangerous that transformation is if it's not done and curated properly.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying. Yeah, like there's blood work that goes involved in it. I have to go for blood work. I found out today, I thought I had 6 weeks. I don't have 6 weeks. I was pretty excited about January bulk, like just because I'm starting to get used to eating that much. I have 2.5 weeks left.
Of bulking? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you got to eat. You got to eat as much as you possibly can.
And when he said that, he hasn't given us an exact date, but I was looking at him. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, we're ready to go. January. He says like he's always said 90%, 10%, 90%, 10%. But once we hit January 1st, it's 120%. It's go. Gas, like foot on the gas. And I think for me, that's nothing I've really ever done in my life. I've never just. So I'm excited. I'm actually nervous. I can feel this feeling coming across my body right now. Because mistakes will show up on stage. Mistakes will show up if I don't lock in. So I think that's it, is the consistency. I've never been consistent. The only thing I've ever been consistent on is being your wife and being a mom.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're my consistency. So I'm really excited about that. And then for me, I have a few other things. I love teaching yin yoga. I really, really wanted to teach more. I have been booked through my gym to teach more yoga and do retreats. So really just wanting to get people to understand that yoga is amazing, but yin yoga is restorative yoga, and everybody just needs to come for an hour once a week to open up their fascia and to just not have a phone in their hand or a list in their hand or a to-do list. Like we live in such a go world, this yang mentality. So I just really want to be able to facilitate more yin yoga classes. So those are like personal goals that I really want to, lock in. Lock in, Dave. Lock in.
Got to lock in.
Those are the big ones right now. I have other ones. As you know, I wrote this big list of things I want to accomplish before I'm 90. So I still have to go. But I feel like this big one, this fitness challenge is so big. And you need so much of my attention. So I do have these little, I'm going to be doing a retreat. I'm so excited. I've been booked for 2 retreats for yoga. But I have a few other like mini ones that I want to add in. But that's something I'm going to be working on this week. And realistic. Because you've said before, like don't take on too much in the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. Because one thing I don't think I'm really ready for is once we cut the carbs out, I have to work harder than I am right now. Because now we add in cardio. I have a very little amount of cardio in my life right now, but after that, I don't know for sure, but it's 1 to 2 hours of cardio a day. So I appreciate you looking out for me and me going, oh, I want to do this and this and this, and you're like, put it on the list, but
that's not locking in.
That's not locking in. That's you being distracted, right? And so I think that's exciting and yeah, exciting. It's like my inner monologue just reminding me like this feeling is, of like, yes, go, but also I have to dial in. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, that's how I feel.
There's a couple of little mini things that I would like to do that I've thought about. And, again,
Take me on a trip to Hawaii.
You've been there twice. I've never been there at all.
Take you on a trip to Hawaii.
I'm going by myself.
Aww.
I'm kidding. I'm not. We're not going at all. How about that? Spoiler alert, no one's going to Hawaii. Spit take. And I'm no different than you. I'll be honest with you, one thing AI has been very handy with is talking me off the ledge for a lot of projects that I want to do. Like
Thank God somebody can. No,
yeah.
Just kidding.
No, it's true though, because I've got so many things on the back burner, and this week off that I have off the radio, I plan on putting together a couple of projects that have just been creeping up on me. And one in particular that's getting close to a year is when we met my brother and my mother out in Edmonton. We had a few days in West Edmonton Mall. And I've got so much footage from that I wanted to put together as a little time capsule and throw it up on a private YouTube page, and so I can share it with the family and the boys can look back on that in years. I haven't gotten to that yet, so little things like that. Yeah. But some of the bigger projects, like I threw one in the other day. I was driving around Winnipeg, and I was like, I remember about 10 years ago or so, the city had hired a civil engineer and paid him $500,000 up front, and it was $500,000 on completion if he could retool all of the lights to have traffic flow smoother.
$500,000.
Yeah, so $1 million. It was $1 million if he could figure it out. He didn't get the completion. Because it's next to impossible to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Just roundabouts everywhere. Figured it out. Just roundabouts everywhere.
Well, it was more so recalibrating the lights and making sure that the lights would make the city flow better as far as, when there's a Jets game or when there's a concert or when there's a Bomber game and just having in rush hours and all that kind of stuff.
It's a big job.
Huge job.
Yep.
And I thought, why can't we get AI to do that? And so I kind of plugged it into AI and said, what do you need?
Is that what you do with your free time? You put your ideas in there?
Yes, and I'll tell you why it's so good, because it talks me off the ledge going, this is not a project you want to take on. Here's what I would need. Some of the stuff is impossible
Your
to get.
AI must love you. Mine is like, I'm like, how do I spell Connecticut? Where does the period and the comma go in this sentence? They're like, we hope that it's teaching something. It's like, not from that lady over there. This one's like, do they live in the same house? That's all I use it for. It freaks me out. You watched Terminator, right? Do you need me to show you it again?
Why?
It's gonna take over, Dave.
Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Time will tell.
Look, that's like saying the hammer is going to take over. There still has to be somebody swinging it. You know what I mean? There still has to be somebody swinging the hammer. It all depends who's holding it. Anyways, it has done a really good job of kind of talking me off the ledge.
So you put this information in, and what did it say?
Yeah, and it kind of says,
No.
This is not one of your hills.
Strike!
Yeah. So it's done a really good job of saying, no, hey, and then it'll actually say, hey, why don't we work on this project that you brought up a while ago about doing that?
It says that?
Yeah, it'll say like, hey, do you want to get back to this project about this fan fiction novel you want to write about 007? And I'm like, not right now.
It actually prompts you?
Yes.
Wow, you are using... Yeah, mine is just grammar. That's all I use it for.
There's times where it'll jump up and it'll just start speaking to me in Spanish.
Okay, see, who's swinging the wheel there? Or the hammer there?
Well, because it knows that I'm on level 57 on Duolingo.
Oh, that was a flex. I saw that.
It was an absolutely flex, and it gets back to the idea that I initially had, which is I think I've done a really good job over the past year of not doom scrolling. I don't doom scroll, especially before bed. When I do have my phone in my hand, I'm like, okay, I've got 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to do a couple lessons.
I'm going to talk to AI and ask us some ridiculous long questions while my wife's like over there, like, where does the comma go?
I'm going to do a couple lessons in Duolingo. And I thought to myself, how else can I use this time? And one thing that we do, and I know you're going to love this, but I hope that I can stick with it, is that one thing that we do, and we've talked about this before, that we do at the dinner table when we sit down with the boys, is we go around the table and we say, what did you learn today? And everyone's got to
take it on 2026 families. It's the best thing you could do with your family. What did you learn today? It opens up such a conversation.
And I like it better than, and it reminds me of a classic Seinfeld bit of, how was your day today? Oh, my day was good today. How was your day today?
Yeah.
Oh, my day was good today.
Stop asking people how their day is. Everyone says good. We're all on an just stop asking.
Right. So instead it's like, hey, what did you learn today? And sometimes the boys come prepared, and sometimes they're like, okay, give me a minute. You go first and I'll think of something. Even if it's something as little as, I learned that there's a light switch in the house that turns, that 2 different light switches that turn things on and off.
We always try to educate the kids that you learn something every single day. We've all heard that before, so that plays into it.
So what I'd like to do is I would like to start journaling those. I would like to start putting those.
I do love it.
I thought you would too. So what I'd like to do is at the end of the night and saying, okay, what did I learn? And just even like point form notes. And then at the end of the year using AI saying, hey, summarize all of this for me and put it into a document, and over the year 2025, here's what Angus learned. Here's what Odin learned. Here's what
really like that.
Dave learned. Here's what Candace learned.
That's a great way of using it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like that.
I thought you liked that too. It took a little while to get there. You fought me all the way, but this is a hill.
Is that just AI is my second hill?
Well, look, I like using AI for functional things. I like using it to make sure. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it come across your algorithm as well, but you can actually train your AI.
No, I didn't know anything about training your AI. The last thing I heard about training was a dragon on a show, or a cat, or a dog, or my body. I didn't know you can. I honestly had no.
I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Look, everybody, I'm a cat. I'm a cat.
That's how I use it. It's fun as shit for me. You're over there just, how do you solve the world's problem? I'm like, Dave, it turned me into a banana. I just had no idea that it was that. I'm also, you and I sit on very different sides of the table. All the puns attended there about AI. I'm the conspiracy theorist of this family. I am always pushing your buttons.
I think we both are.
We both are for most things.
Stop.
Episode 100?
Stop. Don't.
Episode 100.
Nope.
Okay.
Stop.
Episode 100. Go for it.
I interrupted you.
I didn't say anything else. All I'm saying is you are utilizing it and saying, you would say to the boys, understand it. Familiarize with yourself with it. You're going to grow up with it. We didn't grow up with it. You're going to grow up with it, boys. And that's your big thing. And they know how to use it way more than I do.
There are some people that have a line. They absolutely have a line where they say, nope, that's too much. And
the baloney line. That's what we call it.
There's a lot of boomers who have said, nope, this is my line. I like Facebook and I'm good right there. This is where I'm stopping. I don't need anything more. My father has no digital footprint whatsoever.
None. He doesn't even have a cell phone. I love it. Your dad is living my dream life eventually. Nothing. Once I hit 65, peace out.
See, why? I'm curious to know why.
I don't know. I just love the idea of just like no tether, no attachment, no AI, no phone. Like when you think of your childhood and you think of like, we've been watching a lot of movies with the kids, lots of 90s movies with the kids.
Yeah.
And something I pointed out, we watched a really great movie last night.
Oh, let's talk about this.
We watched Field of Dreams last night, and we've been watching it's so good. If you haven't watched it with your kids, watch it. It's so good. And one thing that the boys have picked up is these movies just take place in one area, right? They grew up on Marvel movies. We're big, Marvel fans. So they've grown up with these elaborate sets. But one thing I said to the boys after watching several movies, have you noticed that there's no phones? Oh, yeah, there isn't. No, it's always attached to, and Odin, our youngest, who's 11. Yeah, there's that one that's in the box on the street. Yeah, there's one in the box on the street, kid. There was one there's one attached to the car, and so they're, my favorite line also was last night. Our eldest Angus says, so you're telling me that there was a book, you guys grew up with a book that had everybody's phone number and address to it? And I was like, yeah. He says, that's creepy.
Yeah. Kind of.
Remember when it gets delivered, you'd have the yellow pages and the white pages?
Yep.
So to circle back to it, it's the idea that you could go back to that kind of simple lifestyle where it's not all there. I don't know. I'm the person, I can see myself 65, living on a beach, picking up shells, doing yoga, lifting weights, hopefully a doctor of natural medicine. Well, I'll just cut.
That's a great goal. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay,
But I wouldn't. But I would be using. Like, so I'm more rooted in that. So I don't know. I just think your dad has. There's just something about, like, he can't be. There's something about, like, I'm going for a car ride. You can't be reached. Like, we're all so accessible all the time to everything. We're just. I always say we're slaves to the beep.
Yeah, but
your dad is not a slave to the beep.
But here's the thing:
He's a slave to his mustache.
Is that if you understand the technology, you know where to put up the barriers rather than drawing a hard line. And I feel people that draw a hard line, the kind of way you're drawing a hard line against AI.
I will never be able to draw a hard line because you will always push me to the line. That's the beauty of it. You're like, we're going to get a Rosie. We're going to get this. We're going to get this. I wouldn't go get them. But when we're 65, we'll probably have a Rosie because you will say, no, we need one. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where the beauty of our relationship is we sit on very different sides on certain things, but you'll push me and I'll push you a little. Hey, Dave, let's go take our shoes off. Oh, okay, Candace, here, let's just use the robot.
Yeah, and I understand all about that balance, but I feel like if we don't understand the technology, and it doesn't mean that we have to sign up for it, doesn't mean we have to subscribe to it, but you got to be able to understand it. You got to be able to understand what its capabilities are, to really make sure that, okay, I'm not comfortable with this. I understand it. But there are some people that are going, don't want to understand it, don't want it, nope, just no.
They've hit their max. They've hit their max.
And I get it. I just think that there is a detriment to that. Like, if you want to continue pounding nails with your hand, you're going to end up with a hole in your hand. You know what I mean? Like, learn how to use the hammer. If you don't want to build something, that's fine, but at least you know how to swing the hammer.
Yeah, but some person who's a farmer who lives on the land, they don't give a shit about AI. You know,
are you kidding me?
No, I'm not talking about a big farmer. Whoa.
Industry
I'm not talking about a big farmer who's producing I'm just talking about a self-sufficient little family on their own. Like, they're not. They're just living they're just living off grid, living their best life.
And that, look, everyone has their hill.
Yeah.
If you will. I just think.
Is AI your second hill? I'm so excited to discover your hills. I got to figure out what my hills are.
I want to make sure that I am using that hammer to the best of its abilities to make sure that I can wield it to my benefit, because I think there's a huge benefit there. And I also think that understanding it properly will guard us from the evils that are out there. Because what did I read the other day? $5.3 billion were scammed out of out of Americans' pockets from AI. People pretending to be everything from Taylor Swift to Billie Eilish to Louis Capaldi to Drake to all of these artists.
If you get a call from a celebrity and asking for money, I guarantee you it's not real.
Look, and I know you can't cure stupid. I understand that. But the fact that people are preying on the weak for that, I want to make sure that I'm not on that side where I'm one of the ones being taken advantage of.
And I appreciate that you're doing that, because I live in a cloud.
Yep.
I do.
We call it Brunswick. You have to travel there by bubble. It's called Glinda Airlines.
Brunswick, I totally forgot. I do live in Brunswick.
Into your secret little worlds.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy in there. I'm pretty happy in there. Yeah, that's how it is. So I appreciate you looking out for us, because, I mean, I would never fall for the, it's tool calling, you know.
Hi, Maynard James Keenan here.
Yeah. I need money. No, I'm not like that. And I'm such a conspiracy theorist that I am very distrusting. I think that most people would find that surprising about me, because I do live in a bubble, but that's part of it. Is it because I just kind of be like, man, I don't believe it. I don't believe half the shit that anybody tells me. I'm like, no, whatever. But I let other people live in their bubble because I want to live in mine. So I'm grateful for you to be able to protect my bubble. Because if it pops, oh shit, I'll be angry. I'll get that angry face down. I don't think I can do it. What is that movie?
Speed?
No, Blue Steel.
Oh,
right. They're models on the runway, and it's Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller, and they are.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Giving Blue Steel. That's it.
Zoolander.
That's it.
Yes, the movie is here. I'm showing the trailer of it. I'm on the B-roll here. Yes, because I can't remember the name of it, because I'm getting old and I rely on AI to remember that stuff for me.
Right.
Yes.
You need one of those glasses. Don't they have glasses now that'll like AI tell you information?
You've got a little heads-up display there. Yeah, those have never taken off. Everyone's tried to be the next iPhone. Everyone's tried to, like, the Apple Watch, the smartwatch, the smart ring, the smart glasses.
Don't you find, I've been finding, we have gotten watches with our phones, and I actually don't enjoy wearing them. Of course, I like the information.
I'm surprised you don't wear it at the gym.
I know I should be, but I feel like I feel like there's an electric current going through my body. Like I could feel it. I don't like it. I put it on a few times and I'm like, oh, like I could just feel like all of a sudden this weird pulse going up. And I don't know if it's because I've went down way too many rabbit holes in my life that I just subconsciously I'm like, don't put that on you. But I know I should. Especially it's like, how many calories did you burn? Blah, 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 blah. So.
Another movie we watched recently, which I loved, we're on this big kick of showing boys movies from the 80s and 90s. Speed. We watched Speed because Keanu Reeves is in it. And that's one thing that I've noticed too is that we're seeing a lot of these mass shootings all over the U.S. and whatnot, which is heartbreaking. In Australia, it happened, absolutely heartbreaking. But you don't see any ransoms anymore, like hijackings and people being taken a ransom, $3.7 million, or I blow up this bus. You don't see a lot of domestic terrorism for money.
Yeah.
Like now it's more so for political reasons rather than just good old fashioned greed.
Right. Well, we grew up with.
Well, I guess the healthcare one, that assassination that happened, that Mangione.
No, I don't know.
In New York.
No, the last big heist. I like the old school heist, the one that happened in. I don't like it, but like in Paris.
Oh yeah.
No one got hurt.
Le Louvre.
Yeah, no one got hurt. They tried to steal some fancy rich shit, and and like when you see the memes of like they just put up a ladder up, you know what I mean? No one was hurt.
Well, there was one actually that I saw a couple weeks ago. It happened down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. But this one dude worked in securities and hired a bunch of other guys and kind of sat down at a bar one night and said, listen, there's a house for rent about 3 football fields away from the bank. And he goes, and I know the bank, and they have big walls and everything, but there's only just a thin layer of concrete underneath. And so they rented out this house, set it up as like a lawn care. And so they had people going in and out, and they started tunneling underneath, all the way underneath, and then up and underneath the bank. $70 million. It took them like 6 months to tunnel underneath, to get underneath the bank. Took all the money out.
How do you take money out of the bank? Like, isn't there some
like
sort
the vault?
Yeah, but isn't there some sort of alarm that would go off that the floor is going?
Not from underneath. There is now.
Weird.
Yeah, so they managed to get 70.
And no one was hurt?
So here's the thing. So nobody was hurt. They managed to get $70 million out.
Wow.
There was about 30 guys working the job, and they were very clear. They're like, do not spend any money right away. You shut up. You don't tell anyone about this. Sure enough, there's always one idiot.
Goodfellas.
One idiot that goes out and spends the money. And one guy went in and paid cash to buy himself a new Honda. And he paid cash for it. And of course, alarm bells went up and the bills were marked and whatnot. And of course, he rats on the guy this is the guy that organized it. Here are the 3 main guys. So they managed, out of that $70 million, they managed to recover about $10 million of it. But $60 million of it, and 22 of those guys are still never to be heard from again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Don't call me. My hair will be everywhere. Oh, no thanks.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's still those
kinds of crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you call those Robin Hoods?
I don't know.
It depends what they're doing with the money, I guess. If you're giving it to the poor.
In the grand scheme of things, I mean, the banks they're insured, and so I mean, nobody that was.
Well, it's the Federal Reserve. They'll just print more.
Well, those people that owned that had bank accounts with that bank, I'm sure were covered, and they didn't lose any money and whatnot. So, yeah, interesting.
We don't endorse crime here. We're just talking about crime. I just would like to make sure that's very fair.
Look, there's a lot of companies out there that have been criminals throughout. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up there.
Yeah. Okay. So
this is not one of my hills.
No,
not one of my hills.
No crime. We are not at all supporting that. I'm looking forward to discovering what my hills are. I do know what one hill is for sure, but I am looking forward to. I love that. I actually think that's a really good takeaway from this podcast today. Is like, what are your hills? What are your 3 hills of your what's the word I'm thinking?
Your non-negotiables.
Your non-negotiables. That if somebody were to say, "How do you feel about that?" You're like, "No, I'm not backing down from this. This is super important."
Well, and a lot of times, because as a society, there's a lot of times where we will defer to the person, especially if it's a new person and we don't want to rock the boat too much, and they go, "Oh, I believe this." "Oh, yeah," and you'll kind of shut up and not give your true opinion because you want to make sure things are amicable.
But it's also good to have a back and forth between people, because I do think that people just shut things down too quickly. Oh, I believe this, you believe this. Oh, blah, blah. It's like, whoa. We don't have to go into a personal attack here.
Yeah.
We can have a nice dialogue so that if you're sitting on that side and I'm sitting on this side, maybe we could just get a little closer to the line together and we can see each other's side. That I do appreciate, though. I appreciate a good, heated conversation with respect.
Well, that's one thing, and kind of to play to pull from last week's episode a little bit. That's one thing that I have learned about myself quite a bit, that I noticed that I've done over my lifetime, because I was exposed to so many different people at a young age through babysitters, and there was new people coming in and new people coming out and new kids and new this and new that and new schools and moving to there, is that a lot of times people would say, hey, are you into this? Yeah, I am, even though I have no idea what it is, just because I wanted to be included in the group and not be put on the outside right away, because it's a lot better being part of the group rather than being the outsider, because the outsider gets picked on. So sometimes you're willing to just go, yep.
Sure, yeah,
yep,
that's so
I'm in.
true.
You know what I mean?
So true. And we live in a world where social media, everybody is so exposed to so many people's opinions, where before it would just be a group of people. Now you're everybody's opinion, and they can leave their opinion on your stuff. So you have to be very delicate.
Right.
To it. Yeah.
And now I'm learning that I much prefer being the one on the outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want a phone when I'm 65. What are you talking about? I totally want it. I totally get it. One last question for you. 2025, as we wrap it up, what are some things you're really proud of?
Proud of you for locking in.
That's my thank you.
Proud of my kids. Just proud of their growth, and proud of how much they've emotionally, how much they've grown. I'm proud of that. I'm proud how, I know this is a buzzword, and I kind of called you out for saying a buzzword. I'm proud of our resiliency as a family, and the things that we've managed to continue to persevere through. I'm proud of my AI for learning.
Got it.
What about you?
I'm proud of locking in. I'm proud of committing to something like this for myself. I'm proud of all the same things you said. I'm proud of you because you've really stepped into your own, like, hey, I really want to do this, and I want to do this for me, and I do like that you're working on projects, and I'm proud of you for that. I think that's amazing. I'm really proud of the fact that you and I decided to sit down and do this podcast. It's something that we really wanted to do, and so it's one of those situations in life where it's like, maybe it's not the right time, or maybe we shouldn't, or we don't have the right lighting, we don't, and we let's just do it.
Let's do it.
And we just do it, and I think that's just a great example of, like, when you're just not sure, but you know you want to do something, just do it. And maybe you fall, and maybe it's messy the first few times, and the lighting sucks, and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I say, lock in. Well, speaking of which, shout out to Norm, who sent a message saying, why are you holding microphones that are meant to be mounted on arms? Because you know why? Because we just decided to do it. Yeah,
that's
we have
why.
to get arm mics. I mean, and those will be some of the beautiful upgrades that we'll see. And you know what? I would like to say, if in 2026 you'd like to sponsor this show, please feel free. We would love sponsors for this show.
Shout out to a lot of the people who have reached out to us privately through DMs, especially about last week's episode.
A lot of DMs about last week's episode. And it's hard when you put yourself out there and you kind of expose your heart and your soul a little bit. Like we were saying, people just have the ability to jump in and attack and not have thought that that's actually a human being behind there that have a heart. And so when people are like, that really resonated with me, and this is how I felt, and thank you for sharing, it's nice to receive, like, okay.
Well, there's one thing that I've noticed, and I'm not, believe me when I tell you, I'm not calling anybody out when I say this, but I've noticed that a lot of the content that we put out, there are a lot of people that will be more than happy to watch it, but not like it, and not, leave a comment. Reach out to us privately, absolutely, and I think that's one of the reasons is that they don't want to get caught up in what was, which I totally understand. They want to be part of the yep, everything's fine over here, and are a little afraid to be part of that outsider group, and I totally get it. I totally, there's people that
I haven't thought about that.
You haven't thought about that?
No, I just think people don't understand that you just go like this, and that you like something. You should see me. I shouldn't swear. I double tap, cut that. I double tap all of people's stuff. I know how hard it is to put content out. Mm-hmm. And when I say it, especially cutting a video, you cut a great video for Firehouse Subs that was so last minute. And when I say last minute, you were just like, I'm going to do this. And it was just like, boom, 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 boom. That takes a lot of execution and time, right? And I don't know. I never thought about that. Do you think that's why?
I think there's a lot of
they're holding on?
Yeah.
Let go. Cut it.
And that's okay. That is okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. Mm-hmm. We appreciate your support no matter how it looks, tastes, feels, or smells.
I don't want to taste anybody. Thank you.
But we appreciate you checking out the show, whether you're on the YouTube version or you're on the audio version.
Sorry, it just makes me realize.
That's weird.
Well, I looked over at Dave. We were watching the movie last night, and he had a cookie, and I was like, Dave, can I smell your cookie? And he's like, no. And I was like, why?
Because it's weird.
I just love smelling all the sweets. No. Okay. Have a great
Happy New Year, everybody.
New Year's. Yeah. Happy New Year. We'll see you.
We'll see you next year.
I know, right? 2026.
Yep.
2026.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Every voice.
You gonna push it away?
What?